All right. And we're live. So,
Sweet.
there hasn't been much to talk about other than things like Will Smith getting, I would say, suspended from the Academy for 10 years
Yeah.
for the smack heard round the world.
Yeah. What do you think of it? Yeah. What do you think of the suspension?
I think it was warranted. I think they should have escorted him out of the building the minute that happened, since they claim that they're so much against violence, but yet they let him stay and receive an award. I think he should have been escorted from the building and his award sent to his house instead.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think that Chris Rock handled it quite well. I think that I think that Will Smith's wife, Jada, is trying to gaslight him and saying, oh, you know, I don't approve of violence. I don't know why he did that. I didn't want him to go up there, blah, blah, blah. She's trying to gaslight him to make it look like he's the creep.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I don't like her.
I couldn't. First, I couldn't care less. Second of all, the only reason it bothers me is because they were planning on doing a second Suicide Squad with Will Smith. And my question is, has this now changed because of what happened, or are they still going, is he still going to be in the movie?
I think he'll still be in the movie.
You think so? You think
I
that...
just realized how long it's been. Yeah, I think they'll let him still be in the film. I just realized, though, it's been really a long time since he's been in the first one, isn't it? Almost 10 years?
No. I think it came out like...
No, 2017?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Because he's kind of looking a little rough.
Well, if you were in the relationship he was in, you'd look rough too.
True.
I mean,
Very
his
true.
wife blatantly, waves it in his face that she's having affairs and doesn't care.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
That would age anyone quick.
I do not. Yeah.
I will say this, though. If it was Marvel instead of DC, I think he would have been removed from the movie.
Interesting take. Why?
Well, because...
Why does it matter?
because Disney owns Marvel and...
Disney.
DC is owned by Warner Brothers and HBO. I don't know if they're owned by HBO or if they have an agreement with HBO, but it just seems that Disney cares more about their image than Warner Brothers does.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
and that really sucks because now, not only does DC have to deal with the Will Smith thing, but you're aware of the Johnny Depp issue as well.
I know about it. I haven't seen anything new on it besides the fact that he wasn't in the new Fantastic Beasts movie, and that was partially because of all that was going on with him, and I'm assuming now his ex-wife.
I don't know if it was his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend.
I think wife.
She was
They were
in...
married.
Yeah, but she was in Aquaman. And now
Right.
they're in the middle of a court battle, and they're in court. She's suing him for $100 million. He's suing her for $50 million or some bullshit. And
I think he's
apparently,
the one in the right.
well, apparently, her friends got removed from court and banned from the courtroom after they
Really?
From what they allegedly destroyed evidence.
Well, that's very telling.
So DC has to deal with not only the
That too.
Will Smith problem, but also her issue.
It's feasible,
It appears to me that
to be
the
honest, I
DC
think
universe is collapsing around them.
But hey, John Cena's trying to save it.
Well, he's doing his best.
We can only hope.
Can't argue there.
We can only hope. So,
Out of the Marvel TV shows,
yes.
I assess that Loki was the most comical. I mean, it wasn't comical, but it was humorous in some parts. And
Yeah. Right.
of the DC universe, the only TV show we've gotten so far is a comedy with John Cena.
Yeah. Which was
Seems
great.
like Marvel is leaning more towards the serious side of comic books.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
I mean, they came out with.
I still think they throw some humor.
You think they throw what?
I still think not now. I can't speak for Moon Knight right now. Well, yeah, I can there too, even though it's so serious. Some humorous moments.
Correct, but they're not the main focus of the show.
Right. Right.
Whereas with Peacemaker, I don't think there was an episode that wasn't funny at some point.
That's fair. I'd agree with that.
Now,
What do you know if DC has another show lined up yet?
oh yes, DC? No, I don't. I do believe though that Peacemaker was greenlighted for season 2.
As it should be. It was fantastic.
Oh, did I tell you? Not only does DC have a problem with Will Smith and with Little Miss Mermaid there, but their Flash, Ezra Miller, got arrested for, I believe, assault and DWI.
Oh no.
Yeah, just
That's
like
not
last
good.
week. Yeah.
I think I did hear a little bit about that actually. I think I saw an article about that.
Right.
So
So
they're really struggling with acts right now.
right. Like I said, that DC is their universe is collapsing around them.
Yeah, that's not good. We'll briefly touch on it, but what do you think of Moon Knight so far? That's why I kind of mentioned it a minute ago.
I think it's too short.
Too short? Like the episodes?
There's only 6 episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we're halfway through the season.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I get it why they're dragging it out and everything, but since you've had me watch Ender Saga, I'm getting used to these 15 episode seasons, and now 6 just kind of bums me out. Because I really like Moon Knight so far.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that on our other channel.
Right.
But I did want you to know, in case you weren't aware, that the person who played the black market dealer died.
Wait, the actual actor died.
Yes. He died, I believe, just after filming the show.
Okay. Did they know what caused that?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But at the end of the last episode, they did give him an RIP type of send off.
Okay, a memoriam.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that. It's unfortunate.
So they may be changing the story up a little bit because he was supposed to be a supervillain, but they may change it up so that his bodyguard is now the supervillain.
Okay.
Because in the comics, he was a supervillain.
Who was he in the comics?
I believe it was Midnight Man.
Okay, I think I saw something on that too. A little video on YouTube. Just scrolling. I think I've seen that name. But yeah, we can discuss that more on the other channel.
Okay, so we shared a video earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And that video was, I don't know how to explain it. It was a report on a YouTuber who is toxic to not only his community but to the YouTube community in general, creators included. His name is Quantum TV. It is his channel.
Yeah.
And he reviews TVs. Like, he'll give you a review on like a Samsung 51-inch smart screen HD TV.
Gotcha.
For some reason, he decided he was going to give a review on a video game. And
I was gonna say, did he just decide to start gaming?
no, he totally shit on it.
Is that, or was this like? Yeah.
And he not only that, but he said, if you don't agree with me, go kill yourself.
Yeah, I saw that. Just really unprofessional and childish. And then his arrogance and like condescending tone when he's trying to explain and defend himself.
Right. And he backpedaled and said, oh, I didn't mean kill yourself as in the literal sense. I meant because you're in a game that you're used to dying, that you should go play your game and die. That was after he made his first apology, his first explanation, saying that people who got offended by him saying go kill yourself are white trash, are woke trash people. And then he stepped it back even further and said, I didn't really say that. I said it in the context of you should go play the game and die, which is bullshit. And that brings me to the issue of people on YouTube giving reviews about things they know nothing about. And what I didn't send you is there's another review of the same game that says the game is shit, the developers are shit, and here's why. And he goes in and he trashes the game and then admits that he has never seen the game.
So he's never even played it.
He's not 1 minute, not 1 second.
Then you can't give a review on it.
His review
Plain and
is
simple.
because the community, the Dark Souls community is toxic to him, then anything that the company creates has to be shit because they're endorsing shitty behavior in their community. And so they're a shit company and it's a shit game. And here's why. A few years ago, he reviewed a Dark Souls game that he had just started playing. It was, I don't know if it was the first one or second one. And he gave a really crappy review and said, you know, the game is really not that good. There's no storyline, blah, blah, blah. And the community was like, dude, play more, get good. You know, put some time into it. And then, you know, come at us like that. And he didn't like the negativity. So he felt that because only a few people offered to help him, and because everyone in the comments was so toxic to him, that it must be the game creator's fault and the game developers' fault. So anything that comes from these game developers is going to be shit, and these game developers are shit. His words, not mine.
Oh boy. Right.
And that brings me to, why are people reviewing stuff they know nothing about? That would be like me coming in and going, well, you know, the construction workers who fill the potholes, they're all shit. Why are they shit? Because I still have a pothole in front of my house. Well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
You don't know how that stuff works, then you don't and say, you know, this is crap and here's why, kind of thing. He should stick to TVs.
Yeah. Well, the second guy never played the game. This Elden Ring, which is the name of the game, Elden Ring.
Right.
I guess he's never played a second of it.
Yep.
And yet he's already made up his mind that it's no good. And he says people are going to say how you can't make up your mind till you play the game. And he says, I think that's bullshit. I can make up my mind anytime I want. Yes, you can, but to voice your opinion as if you know something about it to the general public on a platform you know that you have even a small audience is wrong. You can keep your opinion to yourself and say, I personally don't like this game. But to say the game is shit and this, you know, the people who make it are crap and blah, 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 just because you're mad that some people on the internet, you know, attacked you 4 years ago.
Right.
You know, if you're that sensitive, you shouldn't be on the internet. You know, if you're that sensitive, you shouldn't be on the internet. You shouldn't be on YouTube. You shouldn't be on Twitch. Because there's always going to be a troll. There's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with you. There's always going to be someone who's going to say some shit to you.
Yeah, you gotta, in a sense, have some thick skin.
Right. Right. And you know, that was my whole issue. The first guy, Quantum TV, the TV guru, he literally went after two other contributors that called him out on his shit and tried to have them copyright their channel copyright strike, including one of them was a YouTuber named Mischief. Now let me give you the little background on this. He went after Mischief because Mischief used his thumbnail in his video, the guy's thumbnail.
Which is
or
the
his
link, right?
his channel logo in his video, and a
Oh.
few clips. So he went after him and said, either you remove it all or I'm going to have your channel taken down. Get this. This kid's only 16 years old.
Did they act?
He went after a 16-year-old child
Yeah.
trying to take apart the one thing he loves doing because he felt he was being attacked.
By a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Did his channel get taken down? Did the video?
Well, I
get
believe the
removed?
videos were taken down voluntarily because he kept sending annoying messages saying, you know, we're gonna take this to court and blah blah blah. And so the kid basically said, you know, to avoid all the hassle, I'm just gonna take it down for now. But I believe it's back up again.
Yeah. As it should be. That guy, TV guy, needs to just get back in his lane. Stick to TVs. Stay out of the gaming community. If you can't take it, you condition not take it, and
Amen. I agree 100%. Now, while we're at this moment, just let me take this
Unreal.
1 second to
Going
remind
after
everybody. And I will keep reminding everybody until this girl is found one way or the other. Don't like it? Go somewhere else.
absolutely
Now,
no updates still.
none that I can find. I mean, it's basically the same news. How the mother and the uncle and the parent, you know, the grandparents are all pleading for any information at all, anything that anyone can remember. A lot's been going on lately with politicians, and I normally don't talk politics. But there was something I wanted to address. The queen of conspiracy
Okay.
theories has come out and said some more controversial statements about January 6th last year. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Okay.
yes, she's the one who said that the California fires were being started by Jewish space lasers. Yes, that's true. She's a politician that actually said that. She got mad when she was asked
Okay.
about. She got mad when she was asked about the hearings about January 6th, and basically said, "Well, you know, everyone's blowing this out of proportion. It was a riot. It was horrible, but it was only one time." Well, how many riots do you need in the capital of the United States before it's something you should investigate?
Right. Yeah, you don't want it to be repeating itself. It should only take the one time to be concerned. That's it's a very odd comment.
Yeah, and
I don't know her.
she's being sued right now, or taken. There's a movement right now taking her to some sort of court, electors court, to have her banned from running for office again. Because she, according to the 14th Amendment,
Wow.
you can't run for office if you, what's the word I'm looking for? If you support, insurrection. And her, Madison
I see.
Cawthorn, are both being sued to be taken off any future ballots.
Where's the other? Where are they from?
I think she's from Georgia or North. I think she's from Georgia. And him, I'm not sure. I think he's out in Arizona, somewhere around there. Ohio, maybe? I don't know.
West.
I'd have to look. His name is Madison Cawthorn.
Okay.
And her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene. And they are
I've
both
heard her.
they are both useless human beings who still believe that Donald Trump won and he's still the president.
Well, that's not the case. So
Yeah, even Trump has said that he lost the election in a recent interview. He slipped up and said, that he lost. He said, had we won,
yeah,
it would have been different.
yeah, I think I've seen that. Ah, people
So-
are interesting.
I just don't understand how we keep electing stupid people to office. I mean, is this really the best we have? A guy who lies about his military record, lies about the accident that crippled him. A woman who thinks that Jewish space lasers create fires, and the election was stolen by a pedophile demon worshipping ring out of a pizza parlor basement.
No idea. I just know for sure, like, Congress is goofy.
On the
I
last
say throw 'em all
episode,
out.
on the last bill, 3 Republicans voted for the bill. Everyone else voted against it. And she said those 3 did it because they're either pedophiles or they like pedophiles. These are people in her own party.
Yeah, it's no good. That's just.
So that's all I'm going to say politically.
Politics, because I think they're all.
That's all I'm going to say
Yeah.
politically. What I did want to touch on, though, is that because of everything that's going on in the Ukraine, that
Right.
I believe it's
Just to,
I believe
clarify,
it's
Always
I
call
believe
it
it's-
just Ukraine.
I believe it's Sweden and Finland have now decided they want to join the United Nations.
Right, which is awesome. I really am ready for their.
It is awesome, but
notifications.
it comes with a caveat because Putin said if they try it, there's going to be trouble.
Well, I think there's going to be trouble either way, personally. Either way, he'll create trouble with it. It's already past the point of no return with Finland and Sweden, so you might as well go ahead and get on board with the people that are going to have your back.
Right.
And
right,
if you
right,
ask,
right.
I believe it's 80% of Finland, I think at this point, are all like NATO. So it's not like they're
Right,
just
now-
doing it. They asked the people.
Right.
So
Now, that's the last of my global events for this live cast. What I'd like to talk about now is there's a professional wrestler from the 80s. I don't know if many of you know about him. His name is Virgil. His wrestling name is Virgil. He was Ted DiBiase's valet, bodyguard, whatever you want to call him. It's recently come out. He recently came out and said that he was having some physical problems during the WrestleMania weekend, where he lost the use of his arm. He had a pain in his chest, and his butt was also like had no feeling or anything. And he got a little concerned, so he went to some doctors, and they found out that he had a couple of severe strokes. And
Oh, wow.
while they were doing all their testing, they also found out that he has the beginning stages of dementia. He's not a rich guy. He's a hard-working guy. He's your average guy, and he's asking not for handouts, but he's asking if people could donate on his Patreon page, on his he's willing to sell autographs, do whatever he needs to do to raise money to get the treatment that he deserves. I personally
think the WWE would help as well.
sent him an email telling him that I understand the situation. I've been a wrestling observer, a wrestling fan for nearly 50 years, and I asked him how I would go about getting a signed autograph, a signed picture of him. What do I have to do? Do I have to, PayPal money somewhere? Or do I have to, provide you with what information do I need you to provide you with? That type of thing. And I did that today, and I'm waiting to see if I hear back from him. Hopefully I will. It's a worthy cause. I mean, some of these guys don't have the coverage that they should because of the contracts that they had way back when.
Right. I was gonna say,
So,
do you think anyone in the WWE would help him?
I would hope so. I would like to see someone step up and say, he's a legend, he's a veteran of our sport. We need to take care of him. I mean, they've offered rehab to sports entertainment personalities who stopped wrestling or being involved in wrestling decades ago, and now they're still offering them help. So if they can offer them help and pay for their rehab and all that stuff, I don't see why they can't help this gentleman.
Help? No. I agree. It shouldn't be that hard.
And I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. That we're all getting older, and some of us, like these sports entertainers, put their body on the line early in life, and they're paying for it now. And they did it all to entertain us, and I feel that they put themselves through what they did to entertain us. The least we can do is support them in their time of need.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, on to some other news. Destiny came out and said,
Okay.
possibly around season 17, from what I understand anyway, they're going to start rotating raids weekly. So you'll have your main season raid, and then you'll have a weekly legend raid. And if you complete the weekly legend raid, you will get a pinnacle. If you continue to do the weekly raids, like the Vault of Glass. Now, you know how we do the Vault of Glass now? You finish it, in the beginning of the week. And if you go and run it at the end of the week, you don't get any more rewards other than the flags, the whatever you call it. Raid tokens.
Those spoils, yeah.
Yeah. They're changing that so that every time you run it, you will get rewards.
About time. Yeah, that's wonderful, because how many raids have we gone and helped other people through, and you have those people that are like, well, I'm doing this to help out, there's nothing really rewarding for me in that. I think it's good that they're kind of keeping it to where you can run it multiple times.
Right, so
Still
that
get
the guns that you get, you're going to get different rolls every time until you get the roll that you want, because you can run it as many times as you want.
Yeah, I think that's a good move by them.
And I believe that they changed it so that the first run of the week, or they're changing it so that the first run of the week is going to give you pinnacles.
Okay.
So, but
Have
it's going to
they,
be like what? It's going to be like 1 week is going to be the Vault of Glass. Next week is going to be Last Wish. Next week is going to be, the what do you call it? The Garden of Salvation, and so on and so forth. And they're going to be rotating them in and out in that way. So you're going to have your main raid.
To you is what? Yeah.
Well, you're going to have your main raid for that season. And then you're also going to have these other raids rotating in every week as well.
Okay. So you kind of get multiple. You get 2.
Trying to get what?
Like that current season's raid, and then you get 2, right? You get the raid of that season, and then one of those. That's in rotation.
Correct.
Okay.
And they're also talking about.
Do you think that they will,
do I think what?
talking about what? I was gonna ask you. Do you think they'll bring back old raids, including from start of D2?
I'd like to see it happen. I can't guarantee it, but I'd like to see it happen. They're also toying with the idea, and it's been brought to their attention and the public attention from them just recently. They're toying with the idea of finally going back to skill-based matchmaking.
Sweet.
That they did it because all the elites, all the guys who pushed PvP and hit the top tier, were complaining that it was too hard to play the top tier guys being at the top tier, and they wanted to make it a little easier by adding everyone to the pool to make it interesting. But what they didn't take into account is that if the top tier guys, it's too difficult for them to play top tier guys, what makes you think it's going to be easy for us little guys, us casual players, to play top tier guys?
Yeah.
So I think they're finally realizing that.
It's
after.
Yeah.
I think they're finally realizing that after many complaints, and so they're reconsidering their options.
As they should. Because I don't. When we play PvP, that's not my favorite thing to do. I'm more of a PvE player, so it'll be nice to be kind of group where more
Right.
things on stuff. So I think that'll be good.
So now it's storming outside my house. It's raining crazy.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I think that every Easter Friday, it rains. Or pretty much the majority of them, as far as my memory goes. That I have no explanation for it. It just happens. Speaking of Easter,
Interesting. I was gonna say it rained. Yeah.
You doing anything special for Easter this year? Going to any relatives or doing anything?
Yeah, we're gonna have some relatives tomorrow come and eat. It'll be a good time.
Oh,
What
so
about
you're
you?
having relatives come to you.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. I don't think I'm doing
You and
anything
Mr.
special.
Ravenbane.
I don't think I'm doing anything special other than preparing for the review of Moon Knight 1, 2, and 3. Other than that,
Right. Yeah.
I don't have
Taking it
anything
easy.
planned.
Oh, okay.
I doubt I'll see my grandson tomorrow because both his moms are really busy, and I'm sure they already
Yeah.
made plans. But I'll see him during
Okay.
the week. Yes, you see how beautiful it is over, the lighting here is? Well, that's because I have lights for a change. Now I have red
Indeed.
lights. Although I like this, I think I like this blue better. Or, let me see. There we go. Purple. It's a beautiful thing.
Purple's a good color.
I usually like to go with like red,
Mhm.
but because it's still light outside, you really can't see the red.
Right.
So I'll just switch it to white.
Word.
So I don't want to cut this short, but I do want to say to everyone, have a happy Easter, wherever you are. And we will be
Happy
back
Easter.
on time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time next Saturday. Anything you
Yes,
want to
sir.
add, PJ?
Happy Easter, everybody. Yeah,
Says
I was
about
just gonna
it.
say Happy Easter and yeah,
Happy Easter, and go ahead, finish.
Oh, and we'll definitely be back next week. Get things rolling. Should be able to join you on Destiny too.
All right. So from us to you, take care of yourself and your mental health, because mental health is very important to everyone. And with that,
Great way to end
Say-
it there.
say goodnight.